Hello, my name is Adam Harrison, and I'm a senior at North Carolina State University in the College of Agriculture and Life Science. Throughout this presentation, I will provide a little bit about me and how my personal connection to agriculture has developed, along with why I chose to take this unpopular path in education. According to niche.org, agriculture degrees rank 26th in a list of the most popular degrees awarded from universities. I grew up with a fairly normal childhood in what used to be considered the small town of Clayton, North Carolina. Located just outside of the Triangle, I stood by as almost every rural area of this town has been developed and transformed into super neighborhoods, apartment complexes, and small communities. According to the U.S. Census, in just the past 20 years, Clayton population grew from around 6,500 people to almost 30,000 people. From a young age, my parents knew I had a passion for the outdoors. I was fortunate enough to grow up with access to miles of wooded land. This is where I spent any free minute I had, whether I was building forts, catching turtles, or swimming in the creek. I have always had appreciation for wildlife and the environment, but little did I know at this time how far my love for nature would take me. I spent 10 years of my childhood playing soccer on challenge and travel teams across the state. As a child, I never got to travel much, except for these tournaments. This is when I realized how prevalent agriculture was to our state. Whenever I would ride in the car on these long trips, I would stare out the window and try to count the number of cows in the fields we passed. I noticed how much of our state was covered in fields and farms, and realized how essential agriculture was to our state. My grandfather was a crop farmer out of Smithfield, North Carolina. This is where my mom was raised, and she would often share stories of the hard work it was growing up on a farm. This hard work would become my reality when I turned 14 years old and was sent away to spend the summer working alongside of my grandpa on the farm. Every day was something new. From fixing fences to tractors, it always seemed like the work would never end. This never fazed my grandpa, though. He would wake up each new day and work just as hard as the last. I admired the drive it took to be a farmer. Some days were better than others, but the gratification that came with it, being sustainable, and knowing I was making an impact not only towards myself, but also my community, is what kept me going. After graduating high school, I set out to further my education and pursue my father's footsteps of working in the pharmaceutical industry. After receiving my associate's degree in science, I decided to take a break from schooling and jump right into the workforce, where I picked up a job as a parts specialist for one of the world's largest construction equipment companies. After 8 months of basically doing the same tasks day in and day out, I realized this kind of position was not for me. I missed the outdoors every day. I missed the unpredictability, but most importantly, I missed the feeling of self-accomplishment that came with working with animals and in the agriculture industry. I decided to follow this passion and apply to North Carolina State University, where I'm a major in agricultural science. I packed my bags and moved out of Clayton for the first time to live on my own in Raleigh. It has been one heck of a journey to get to where I am, but I would not change a thing. I have finally found my calling and realized it has been here all along. The friends I have made and the professors I've had the pleasure of working with have reassured me that I'm right where I want to be. The agriculture industry is composed of some extremely unique individuals, all working together to keep this world spinning, and I could not be more proud to be a part of it. My personal connection to agriculture will forever be evolving, but I hope you're able to see how this has impacted me, led me to where I am, and possibly made some connections to your own life. A famous quote by Mark Twain that I live by is, "Find a job you enjoy doing, and you'll never work a day in your life." Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I have my contact information posted on the screen.
If you like to talk to tomatoes, if a squash can make you smile, if you like to waltz with potatoes up and down the produce aisle, have we got a show for you? Lil Sean. Drop. Broccoli, celery, gotta be VeggieTales.